loud. Dang. But dang, those are some loud planes. Yeah, I don't even remember what I was talking about anymore. But it came to this, and I'm really glad I was able to muster up the courage to come out and do this, and because I feel like it's been a long time coming, and I think I'm gonna be happy with the way it turns out because there's been a lot on my mind. I think been meaning to talk about it. There's this whole spiel I used to say as far as what I would say in an interview, the stuff that people would want to hear. Graduated from Cal State Northridge here at 2020, film production degree with an emphasis in editing. I'm like certified editor, or certified in the software that's the industry standard that movies are edited on and everything. Got a chance to write and direct my senior thesis, just like a short script, a 15-minute short, and it won first place in the CSU Arts and Media Festival. The film, right, is called Cuffed, and it's about, how I pitched it before is two young black boys in high school get caught in the wrong place at the wrong time by the police. And although they escape, their freedom doesn't last very long. And what I was trying to say was to ultimately set aside your differences and work together, because two main characters get handcuffed to each other. They're on two polar opposite ends of the black community. One hood, one good. They're forced to work together, set aside the differences and work together. That's what it was at the beginning. But ultimately, I learned that here comes another plane. Could be the same plane. That's low too. That's what it was about. But then I also got a chance to do this internship for the Academy, or it's affiliated with the Academy. It's called Academy Gold, or it's called Academy Gold Rising now. I got in for editing as well, but I also raised my hand to act in some of the projects that we're supposed to do in the end. One script, 5 groups, 5 different genres, and I got to act in 4 of them, and I edited 3. It was really fun. I had a really good time. I ended up getting 2 mentors from the program. One was for editing. He was from the UK, kind of didn't have a lot to vibe with. We were on different frequencies for a little bit of it, but then when he came over to CSUN, he ultimately revealing to me that, it was his first time on an American university, campus or whatever, so kind of understood, but he ultimately stopped talking to me when I was trying to edit together a trailer for my short, and it was before the pandemic, so I hope he's okay, and I wish him all the best.
I know you're not calling me weird, but you are the same dude who eats his Oreos with a fork.
Yeah, bro, a fork. Take the fork, stick it in the cookie, and cookie in the milk, nigga, period. You grew up sheltered as fuck. You ain't been to Southside.
I'm just scared, Reggie. I'm way out of my element here.
Once we get out, head back to the school. We find Val. She can get us back to the crib.
But sorry, Carter. You never can be too careful. That's why I moved this store here. It's much safer than Southside.
Hey, listen the fuck up. Listen up. Get your ass over here.
Okay.
Sit down. I don't want to hear none of that. Open that shit up.
What if they think we did it? We can't just run.
Nigga, they already think we did it.
Please, don't move! Hands where I can see him.
Can't you smart.
You do know the police's job is to protect us, right?
But you don't know shit about the streets. You talk too much. Even to the damn police.
We need each other to work together, okay? Okay?
I did get an acting mentor, and it ended up being Sterling K. Brown. He was super dope. We ended up meeting at the Samuel Goldwyn Theater at the mentor-mentee meetup for the program, and everybody gets mentors. It's not just select people. If you're in the program, you're supposed to get a mentor after. For example, one of my friends, Shari, she ended up getting the person who created the Chucky doll and was a producer for Chucky and started the Chucky franchise, or was part of the production and started the Chucky franchise. And he's been super cool. And it's hit or miss with a lot of people, but for the most part, you take advantage of what you have and try to use what you got to your advantage. And in any case, right? Sterling was dope. He ended up taking time out of his schedule to come. He ended up taking time out of his schedule to come from New York to see his family, to see my set when we were shooting in Northridge, back to New York and starting and continuing to film his show, This Is Us. Yeah, he came to set and it was super cool. He was super dope, really down to earth, regular guy, very humble, super muscular, right? Super fit build. I was also on the track team at Cal State Northridge. I never mentioned that in interviews because it's it unless it's really brought up in conversation, you know, sports is not really a topic of the conversation. Like, I'm not trying to get a job, and I don't really watch sports like that, so it's not really about to happen unless they bring it up. And otherwise, I was like, oh yeah, I ran track there. You know, otherwise it's like it's not really helping me get anywhere anymore. Otherwise, it was useful, and it did serve a purpose, which helped me and my mom pay for college. And I was on scholarship D1. You know, it was nice. It looks nice and it feels nice, but ultimately, I'm not saying I regret anything, but I also had a very interesting track and field experience. And you know, I don't think that's anything special when I'm talking about, you know, a college athlete's, you know, college experience, because for the most part, and you know, from college athletes who I've talked to, and you know, family members, you know, friends and teammates, and all sports across, you know, it's just rough, it's tough, not getting paid. You know, if the coaches aren't fair, and that's a really big understatement. You know, you're not treated right, you're spoken to poorly. Sometimes you try and be open for questions and like ready to receive questions, but then ultimately we'll get scolded. The athletes will get scolded for asking questions, and you know, it's a lot of ego. It's a lot of ego, a lot of mental combat that goes along with this. I don't even know why. Oh yeah, so I pretty much just kind of leave that out of the interview, so I don't talk about track very much. There are stories that I have, and you know, it's a huge part of my life, and you know, the people were at a certain point in my life, you know, a huge influence, a huge impact in who I am today, so I'm very thankful for those people as well. I don't talk to a lot of those people anymore. You know, just like track, you know, also with like the Bible study, like how I mentioned before, two completely different aspects of my life that are just kind of muted for the moment. It seems like, or just kind of moved on from. I guess I was talking about work and everything. Sterling also gave me the opportunity to like visit This Is Us, like on set of Paramount Studios, and I got to go for 2 days, and like on the site, it was like really cool. I got to ask so many questions and like meet everybody. Omar Epps, like a lot of the cast. I also was able to meet with him, or Sterling. Damn, there's so many planes. I hate planes. I got a chance to talk with him on the second day of me visiting, and it was like a one-on-one, just kind of like in his trailer. We ended up kind of like hashing it out, and you know, we got emotional for the one time, talked about a lot of things, you know, like family, and you know, what it really means to be doing what we're doing, and you know, where I'm supposed to be going, you know, what it all means. You know, I feel like, you know, all this stuff is happening for a reason, and you know, he was able to help me through a lot of that stuff. I feel like his words are very precious, and in that experience, you know, very helpful. Further along the way, you know, I'm nearing the end of, you know, college, and or at least my junior year, because it's still 2019. I ended up writing a character for Sterling. The reason being because a huge factor that stood out about the short at the time was that it needed to be more open. Like the world needed to be open more, and there was a pacing issue. The pace needed to be fixed or tweaked, and so I wrote a character for Sterling, like a narrator character, kind of like narrating the events kind of throughout the short, you know, just in case you know, we weren't able to get his face in it, we weren't able to record him to do anything. At the very least, we were able to get his voice recorded.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is 105.1 The Ridge. It's your boy Danny Dubois here to wake you up with all the noise with The Ridge's monthly recap. Even if you were living under a rock, you can count on me to turn back the clock.
I write this thing for him with the intention of broadening the world of the short and fixing the pace. And I asked him if he would voice this character, and he says yes. And we set the appointment up with Haley, his assistant, who's been super awesome. She was really dope. Like, she's been there every step of the way throughout the story as well. And she's been super cool to talk to about stuff, to also, especially with my career and everything, or at least just career stuff in general. Go over to Paramount Studios. We only have 1 hour to really, you know, get this thing done, but we planned so well. Chandler, the cinematographer, Chandler Locke, sound, Brian Diener, who also provided the police cars and was like super clutch with so many things in so many ways. They were able to teach me some of the camera stuff. Oh yeah, we only had 1 hour and we only ended up needing 45 minutes to get done what we needed to get done. Sterling ended up having his earliest call time at 2 a.m. and we had him at 2 p.m. When I saw him, you know, we had everything all set up. We got there 30 minutes early, set everything up, and we were waiting for him when he got there. His eyes were bloodshot red, but we were ready for him, and I had all my slides ready for him to say, and I had kind of like, not, you know, necessarily practiced, but I had exactly what I had heard him say, like, and how he said it, the line. I had the way I wanted to hear him say it in my head, but as we went through, his takes were like dead on, almost exactly how I heard him say it.
In other news this month, the heat has been at an all-time record high in Stockridge and Southside, which means it's hot. So stay hydrated if you know what's good for you, and if you didn't know, now you know.
And then I just kind of tweaked it without having to give him, you know, obviously the line. I was just kind of giving him exaggerations of events and when you would say something like this line, as if you were just kind of lobbing the line, or you're just kind of tossing the information out to people, or like that's kind of like how I was saying stuff.
Please send blessings and prayers to the friends and loved ones of the Paxton family. Another baby gone too soon. Are we driving each other to insanity? Or does the world need to be redone? He was an unarmed black boy, a kid, just one. Maybe we should take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Wake up, world. This is your boy Danny Dubois signing off. And do me a favor. Have a nice night.
Nice.
Give me something.
What if we did... The word I'm looking for is probably like reassuring, super empathetic.
Okay.
Probably all of those 4 words. Have a nice night. Like super relieving. Like,
Okay.
with all that tension that you kind of just said, you kind of want to get back to your, hey, I'm still neutral. Maybe,
Okay.
you know?
Okay, got you.
I was thinking about getting a picture.
Do what you gotta do.
Sweet. It was clicking, you know, it was working, and like I said, we only needed 45 minutes to do what we needed to do and get out of there. It was all good, and I'm so thankful for it. It was a really dope experience, and Sterling was really fun, and he's really great. He's a really great guy, and so is Haley. Haley's a great person, she's a great woman. I had to ask him though, obviously if I was able to get his face in there, you know, because we had the camera set up similarly to how I have it now, ready, just in case. He said yes, but it was ultimately up to his publicist. So everything worked out and it was beautiful, and it's still beautiful.